go.
Amanda,
Hi.
how are you? Can you do hug?
Absolutely.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing good.
I guess I should.
Like it's in our grill, but so which year do you have it in?
All right.
Then let's switch.
Yeah.
And I can hear you, and you can hear me.
All right. Is that good?
Yeah. Get comfortable.
Every day.
Oh, I know. What's your last name?
It's Jew. Jew.
Okay. So I'm here with Amanda Jew, and she's another interview, and she has Meniere's disease also. So we're just gonna have a little chat, and you don't have to look at the camera. I'm just
Okay.
doing it now.
Perfect.
So I'm super glad that Amanda showed up to be interviewed. Her and her husband Bobby drove all the way from the other side of Dayton just to come to where we are to do the interview, and I thought that was a huge sacrifice, and I really appreciate it. So yeah, this might get kind of silly because I've been on my bike too many days, and Amanda seems really cool, so we'll just try and have fun with this one. So Bobby told me you've been married 18 years. When were you diagnosed? What year?
So, I was officially
Yeah,
diagnosed.
there's a difference.
I was officially diagnosed in 2008.
Oh, so yours going on.
My first symptoms started in 2000 when I was pregnant with my daughter.
Oh, how fun was that?
Yeah, and they had no idea what was happening. Like, oh, maybe it's stress or whatever, but I would get super dizzy, fall over. It's stress. Okay, whatever. But my family doctor, he's the one, he treated me for a couple of years. He's like, I really think you have Meniere's. And I'm like, okay. So he worked with me the best he could because I didn't have insurance at the time. But it progressed to the point that he couldn't help me anymore and
Yeah.
sent me to an ENT.
Okay. And what is your primary doctor now, an ENT, or have you kicked up to neurologist or
I
neurologist?
strictly see my ENT so far.
And he's done a great job?
Yeah.
Okay, good, because it's really important to have somebody that understands that help you treat. So,
Yeah. The first guy, I had one appointment, and him and I just didn't mesh. So I went to another doctor that was in the same practice, and it's been wonderful for me.
Good.
Like, he listens.
I had many that didn't mesh
Yeah.
for a while, and then I found a great guy. So who's your doctor? What's his name?
Dr. Turner, Dr. William Turner, he's at the Southwest Ohio ENT. I think that's the practice.
Okay. And by the way, Dr. Muckle in Denver, Colorado is my doctor. I've never mentioned that yet, but I want to give him some props. You rock, Dr. Muckle. Dr. Turner is her doctor. List your symptoms.
Okay.
I mean, okay, we only have 3 hours.
All right, let me, brain fog, vertigo, overall dizziness, tinnitus really bad. I think I'm down to, he estimates it at I have about 30% hearing in my ear. I don't have hearing aid or anything like that though. Is that brain fog? Yeah.
See, that's brain fog right there.
Yeah, I rely. I write everything down. I rely on other people to help me.
So Amanda's husband's sitting behind the camera along with Dave, my brother, who you know well if you watched any of the videos. So we might conjure to him. And I'd also like in a little bit to ask him some questions for all the spouses who are married to someone with Meniere's, if Bobby would be willing to kind of explain what his situation and experiences is like, because I think I've had this for so long now, and I've learned just to live with it, but I feel bad for my wife and my son because they've had to live it along with me, and it makes me guilty, it makes me ashamed.
Yep.
I feel like a bad husband. I feel like I'm failing my son as a father. You know, instead of when we were little, we'd wrestle and throw ball, and I just got to the point where I'd be laying on the couch, and if he just touched me, I'd be like, whoa, you know. And so they just had to work around my illness, and it just makes me feel horrible.
Absolutely.
It's like such a bad feeling. you know.
I apologize
Oh.
weekly. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. He's like, stop, and I'm like, I can't help it. Like,
Yeah,
I'm
but you
so
feel
sorry.
so bad. The only thing you can do, I mean, he probably feels completely helpless.
Yeah.
Because my wife says, you know, the worst part is she just feels helpless.
Yeah.
She just watches me suffer, and she just is like, you know, I'm not mad or upset. I just feel like there's nothing I can do, and I know it. And she's like, that's just a really bad feeling.
Yeah.
So God love you, Emily. You've put up with a lot of my crap, and I appreciate it, especially my irritability, because I get very irritable sometimes. I don't mean to snap. So
I do, and I didn't realize until recently that it was probably the Meniere's. Like,
well, it's part of the exhaustion.
I mean, I come from a family of hotheads anyway, so I think at this point, though, we're just going to say it's from the Meniere's because it makes it easier for me to deal with.
It's a good excuse, right?
Yeah. So are you the only one in your family that has
Absolutely.
it? Really?
Yep. What name your family members that have it then?
My grandmother had it. Well, she's
Okay.
passed now, but yeah, she had it. She was diagnosed like in the 70s with it,
Okay.
and I think it was like in 1980. She went in and had the nerve.
The labradectomy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she had that, but she always had problems and was, always had her Annabert with her.
Mhm,
Always.
mhm.
She couldn't drive or anything, ever since, because I was born in the 80s.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's all I've ever known.
Mhm.
And then when my symptoms started to manifest, she's like, I hope you don't have it. I hope you don't have it. I'm like,
I mean, a lot of people say it's hereditary. A lot of people say it's not. I don't know. I know a lot of people. Through what support group are you on?
just the.
How did you find me and I find you? I guess is what I'm at. I'm on like 3 or 4 groups.
I don't know. I couldn't tell you off the top of my head.
Yeah, it's brain fog again.
Yeah.
That's our life.
Simple things. I mean, something that I see every day, and
I'd list all mine, but it'd take too long, and I can't think of mine either.
and they all have such similar names.
They all have very similar.
The
names.
Meniere's Awareness Project.
Okay.
I think
Okay.
that's, and the Meniere's Resource.
Okay.
Are the two that I.
Okay.
use.
I was just asking that because I was trying to find her after we communicated via email, and that was before we even started our trip.
Yeah.
When I said I'm doing this route, I posted it to all my groups that I'm a part of and said, if you're on this route, I'd love to interview you. And Amanda was probably one of the first or second people to respond to that. And so we were like, okay, well, that's still a month away, and I don't even know if I could drive my bike that far. So hopefully, what I was hoping is what's happening now. I was hoping she'd be patient because we never knew when we were going to be coming through town. And we talked a couple days ago. I said, I think I know when I'm going to be there, and let's set it up. So how do you manage? What do you do to manage? What meds? What's your diet like?
So sodium is a huge trigger.
Yep.
So I
Amen,
definitely
sister.
low sodium. I think I'm about 1100 is like my absolute max. a day.
1500's mine. So
Yeah,
it's always
that's
a
where I
little bit.
started, but
Yeah.
I had to cut down. At one point, I was down to 800 a day. And while my Meniere's felt better, other parts I was really lacking.
Yeah.
But it worked for a time. So yeah, sodium, huge trigger. I watched that. And then medicine-wise, I have Valium for as needed for
Diazepam or
yeah,
Valium?
Diazepam.
Yeah, that's what I have. And on this trip, I've pretty much taken one a day just to get me through the day.
Oh yeah.
I usually have it as an emergency med, but on this trip, I'm just like, I'm not going to take a chance. And I still had a vertigo attack a couple weeks ago anyway, but, I can't, a lot of people can't get diazepam because
Right.
their doctors, they have struggle because doctors don't want to prescribe it because they think, oh, you're just going to go sell it or you're just going to become an opiate addict. But it is such a huge help for me.
Yeah.
And everybody's different. I'm not saying go out and become a drug addict on diazepam. I'm just saying that everybody's different and certain things work for certain people. But diazepam works really well for me. So no diuretic for you.
No, not anymore.
Did you ever try it?
I did. And I was diagnosed with stage 1 chronic kidney disease
Okay.
just a little bit after I was diagnosed with Meniere's.
Mhm.
So, ironically, the symptoms besides vertigo are all the same. Treatment is pretty much the same. I was
Yeah.
on the diuretic, but I was having a really hard time with my potassium and stuff.
Okay.
So we weaned me off of that, and I was on meclizine, but
Yep. I never took that.
it didn't. I mean, I was eating that like candy. I'm like, it's not working. He's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Nah, that ain't good.
Yeah.
So they put me on diazepam.
What's your day like?
Well, I can't work anymore.
Amen. Sucks.
So.
And I'm not applauding her, so you have to do all the work,
Oh, no,
Bobby.
it's fine.
Oh no, he's been.
My wife's had 2 or 3 jobs ever since I got diagnosed to help us.
He has let me have my call my bullshit job. We decided we got into property management, so
Oh,
we
so
own
you-
rentals and
okay,
stuff
okay,
like that.
okay.
So I do have a job, but
Okay.
But you're the boss.
yeah, it doesn't require me to do anything except collect my
bills.
money and pay the bills for the, you know what I mean? So, but outside of that, I can't. There's no way.
Yeah. Did you work for a while though with it, and it just became too hard? And
I
did
did.
you wean down until?
I did. I was a receptionist in a hair salon.
Okay. Oh, the smells in that place would kill me.
So now it is like it's entering the 7 rings of hell when I have to go and get my hair done. The sound, the blow dryers, the leaning back and taking the shampoo. Oh, it is awful. I did it yesterday. And
Yeah.
so
Because
now
you were
today-
meeting us, you wanted to pretty up. Because look at me, I
I mean,
put in a lot of time into
I
this.
would like
A lot of
to-
work goes into that.
Put a lot of time into this look right here.
It just worked out that way.
Okay.
But
Okay.
yeah, no, it's awful when I go. He's always nearby because we live like in the same flat where my hair salon is.
Okay.
And sometimes he lets me drive myself.
You drove
Sometimes-
in today.
Yeah.
I saw you get out of the car from our window. It's right above, and I was like, that's her, because I could tell by the way she got out of the car and you turned around and reached down in your purse, and I could just tell by the way you were moving. I'm like, that's her.
Very
And then you-
robotic.
yeah, just very slow. You just got to go slow because you don't want to fall and break your hip or whatever. At my age, breaking a hip's a danger,
There you go.
so I have to be careful. What is Ross Geller's actually real name in real life?
David Schwimmer.
Okay, she's got that right. Good job.
Is that
Did you
related?
see that one coming?
No.
Okay, well you have the tattoo of friends, so I was
Oh,
like, I'm gonna pop a side through a curveball at you, and you just didn't even budge. You just blasted it out. So
Me and my best friend, we grew up watching Friends.
Okay.
I mean, even now, it's
Stop watching it now.
so we went and we
no, I
got
love it. I'm not into tattoos at all. I would never get one, but I
Right.
like that one. You know, to each their own. Do what you got to do. So explain more about your day. You drive sometimes.
I drive sometimes. For the most part, I stay in my what I call my bat cave, which is my house.
Yeah.
Nice and dim. I know where everything is. I know where I can fall, where I can't fall. My meds are always within reach.
Mm-hmm.
I cook, I straighten up, and I make sure everything is taken care of from home.
Okay.
If I need to go to the grocery, it's either I make it online to go and pick up. He now does the bulk of the grocery shopping.
How
for
much
me.
fun is a grocery store for you?
No.
Zero fun.
No, that is a big no. I bought the red tinted glasses.
Mm-hmm. For the
I've
fluorescence.
I've tried that. There's one grocery store that's by us I cannot go into at all because of their ventilation system.
At Homes?
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
It's
Mm-hmm.
awful.
Gotcha.
But yeah, like I lead a very boring, safe life.
How long have you followed my trip?
Since the beginning.
Because I said at the very beginning that I'm not an avid cyclist, and I actually spend 80% of my time in bed. And I think a lot of people would be like, okay, he's kind of over-exaggerating.
Oh no.
That's under-exaggerating, actually, I think. I think
Yeah.
I probably spend more than 80% either on my couch or in my bed,
Yeah.
you know? So,
I wouldn't say
yeah.
more as and just relaxing.
Yeah.
Well,
it's
that's
like
the-
wherever in the house.
It's the way we feel the healthiest. If
Yeah.
we're laying down with our head supported, so
Yeah.
our neck doesn't have to keep our head still like that, like is such that it's just night and day when I'm laying and relaxing compared to up walking and doing stuff around the house. I do try my best to do stuff around the house, but I mean, there may be days where all I can do is maybe go, vacuum the bedroom, and that's it. And then I'm resting the rest of the day. And people are like, "Well, you're lazy," but it's like, no, it's just I can't do it.
No, I was always afraid that he would think that of me.
Uh-huh.
So again, I would always apologize. Like, I'm so sorry, I didn't get anything done. He's like, it's fine. Like, don't worry about it. And I'm like, but in the back of my mind, I'm like, I am absolutely worth this,
So that's what
But,
they
I mean,
talk about that feeling of worthlessness.
it's rough because it's literally like, for me, all of a sudden one day my life completely changed. I can't do anything. I can't be independent, and that sucks. That's really hard. It's hard because he gets up, goes to work every day, and I don't see him a lot. I mean, there was years he worked 6 days a week, 14 hours a day,
Same with my wife.
and people are like, "Oh, you're so lucky. You don't have to work."
It's like I would do anything to go back to work.
Yes.
Anything. I worked hard and I took pride in it.
Yes.
And having that taken away, people are like, "Oh, I wish I could lay on the couch all day and watch Friends," or for me, it's Big Bang Theory.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's not that enjoyable. It's not like we're on vacation.
Exactly.
Where our job is to manage
Yep.
getting through the day without falling and breaking our head open or having a vertigo attack or, what are your kids